Scott, thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Love the garage. Man cave would be the best way to describe it, right?
Not if my wife was in here, no.
Okay,
no, my wife has this space just as much as me, so...
Fair dues. That's nice. That's nice to hear,
Yeah,
actually.
that's cool.
So let's start at the beginning. If you just get an introduction of how you came to be where you are.
So, my name is Scott Barmby, and I am the current owner, custodian of the 1979 Chevrolet Camaro, aka the Nightmare, which is next to me. I've had the car now for 5 years. Got a bit of a background in cars anyway, so I was an apprenticeship at Vauxhall throughout my early and late teens, and that kind of kick-started, like, you know, me wanting to be with engines and being mechanically minded and stuff like that. My father always had kind of old muscle cars, so he had, 65 notchback Mustang. He had like the red van Mustang as well, the sporter of like the 72, 73 version. So I always remember those cars as a kid, and that kind of fueled it. You know, I love the smell of the noise of V8s and stuff like that. A family friend, Jonathan Lovett, he was a top fuel driver in top fuel class both in Britain and Europe, and he actually held the European records. So I've been surrounded by drag racing and sort of those like-minded people all my life.
What was the first car that got you really into sort of motoring and the culture as a whole?
So I've had quite a few cars, Japanese, I've had lots of German cars, but I got a 1970 Mach 1 Mustang Fastback with a 351 Cleveland in it, and I kind of went, with a few boring cars and stuff like that in between, but the Jap scene just wasn't for me anymore, and I wanted to try something new, so I decided to go out, the time was right, and try and get a V8 muscle.
What led then from the Mustang?
Yeah. In
between the Mustang and what you have now? Sure.
So I wanted to get something that was more of a project that I can really start to get my teeth into. We moved house and it was, I need a drive and I need a garage, so I've got both of them things now. Mm-hmm. I was obviously heavily into motorcycles as well. I've got the Harley behind me. So I did have like fast things. I used to do motocross. What happened is I had a Hyundai iX35 daily driver, and some gentleman hit me, T-boned me in the side of the car. And at that point I was kind of sick of it, and that's what prompted me to get the Camaro. So I was like, right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to look for an American car. I found this on Facebook, and I decided to give the guy a message. The car was silver. It is a Z28. But it had obviously seen better days. Mm-hmm. But I went and had a look at it, and I just kind of fell in love. It had that soul. We took it out for a test drive, and Paul had to keep it running, he had to have the choke out the majority of the time. I don't know how I got it home, but I got it home, and then that's when kind of the whole, blowing it apart and the build of it really took place. I started with just putting some headlights in it and trying to get it, a new carb on it and stuff like that. And then it just kind of grew arms and legs and just went crazy.
Did you have in your mind what you wanted it to look like and how you wanted it to be?
Yeah, a bit of both. So the paint was heavily micro blistered, so it was evident that it had been sprayed in the States. So when I started to like brush in places and sand it back, it was just like pockets of like, dusty rust coming out of it. So I'm like, that's not really going to last over here when it spends its time in the UK. So. Sure. The paint job and the bodywork kind of forced me that I had to do it. So the engine as well, the engine, so it is a 355, and apparently it was going to be a drag car over there, so I've done some research into it. It is a 4-bolt main, and what they've done is they put the biggest Lunati cam in it they could. So it sounded awesome, yeah, but it went nowhere. Mm-hmm. When we took the heads off it, the cast iron heads, it had different size valves in it, so it was no wonder it was like running really poorly. Yeah. But every step of the way, it's fought me, and it continues to fight me, and that's why it gets the name the Nightmare, because it is an absolute nightmare.
The colour?
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind that?
So obviously it's dubbed the Nightmare. I wanted it to be dark, I wanted it to be nasty, and it kind of took on that character. Yeah. The paint is actually a one-off custom colour, so I blew the car apart, so it had no wings in it, no bonnet, no anything on it. I mean, that's the bonnet up there, that's the colour it used to be. I learned to weld on it, I learned to do body work. I tried to do as much as I can, but there's better people, more skilled than me at doing bodywork. So I ended up taking it to a place called Performance Northeast in Gateshead, right, about an hour up the road, and Chris worked his magic on it. I bought some really dark gloss black paint and I wanted a lot of clear coat on it. That's what I did know. And the paint I picked, it was like kind of a Honda-y type colour where it had like a little bit of red fleck in it. And then when we got it, we were dead excited and we popped the lid open and it was like really underwhelming.
Right.
There was barely any metal flake in it. So what we done is we went and got DNA in Australia to ship over some metal flake, and we just put handfuls in it until it was the right consistency, right mix, and then we just hammered a load of clear coat over the top, and Chris has knocked it out the park with it. So it is a custom colour.
Yeah. I've seen this car. I've seen this car before, not under the lights, as it were. So I've seen it at Santa Pod and Melbourne, and with the grey skies of the UK, sometimes obviously you don't see, you really cannot tell that there's such a deep colour in there, and the flake is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
The stance,
yes,
the rake,
yes,
love it.
Yeah.
What was the reason for that? Was it because that sort of hints back to the street rod, the classic street rod style? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. So huge fan of 70s funny cars, love them. Jungle Jim, all these type of people, and if it was up to me and I had the money, I would drive like a Jungle Jim tribute car on the road as my daily. Honestly, I absolutely love those cars, and that's kind of a throwback to it. So it is what it is. I like big fat tyres, I like the arse in the air, and I like it to be that stink bug stance. Now, a lot of the purists don't like it, so when they see my pictures on my Nightmare or Instagram page or on like the Z28 page on Facebook, I do get a lot of stick for it because people want it to be low and factory and stuff like that, but it is what it is. Like, it's what I like, and it's just awesome.
As you say, it's something that you wanted to get stuck into. You wanted to make it personal, you wanted to make it your own, and you've certainly done that. And though in the days of the internet, you're never going to keep everybody happy, and as long as you are,
that's it.
Well, none of us noticed when we first came in and had a close look. Those aren't Chevrolet seats, are they?
No.
Well, what car are they from?
So they're out of an Audi TT. Right. So when I got the car, it had some worn out like Rover 25 seats in or something like that, and they were kind of ripped and stuff like that. So my brother he had a track day Audi TT, him and his friends, and I don't know what happened. They grenaded the motor or something, as young lads do, and they were breaking the car. So I whipped the seat out of him, welded the some decent rails on it and stuff like that, and just custom fit them into the car, and bang on.
Amazing. They look perfect. They look like I say, we didn't notice when we came in because they fit so well. Yeah. So obviously you've got the big rev gauge on the dashboard as well. Does that light up nice and bright in the night time?
So that's actually got its own story as well. So Jonathan Lovett, and I'll make sure I'll give him a shout out because he's a cool guy and he's helped me with some of the tuning and stuff like that. He used to run his own alcohol and top fuel team. He had Catch 22 and he also had Valence and Lovett race team with the quad cam McGee engine in it, which had a European record in. That tacho was out of his 200-mile-an-hour Alki Catch 22 car. Amazing. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So it's a bit of drag racing history in the car. So I'll never get it round to 10 grand.
So the motor's a 355 in the car, you say?
It is, yeah, small block Chev.
That came with it, or that's something that you put in it since?
Yeah, so that came with it. So it was just really poor and really tired. Me and my dad took it apart. So big shout out to my dad and my brother. So yeah, it is a 355. It's a 4-bolt main. And what we've done is we put some aluminium heads on it. I've got a big ASCII cam in there now, so it sounds the part and it goes awesome. I've had like 5 or 6 carburetors on top of the engine now, so just because it's got that big of a cam in it, it produces really little vacuum. So I'm actually currently now fuel injected, so I've got the Phytech system on there, which is awesome to drive. It's really, one click and it's away and it's gone. So it's got a decent motor in it now. We upgraded all the suspension, so luckily Alden American, which is an American company out in California, actually sponsor me, so I've got double adjustable coilovers all round on the car. Their full F-body system, which is working tremendously, especially for drag racing. The diff at the back, so we've got a locker in there now, so that can no more one tyre fires. That's 11s all the way down the road. So yeah, we've also had the gearbox refurbished. It's got a kit in it, new modulator, quick shift, Quicksilver B&M system for shifting, and yeah.
Wheels and tyres. I love the American racing wheels. Yeah. Very period correct as well.
Yes.
And the rear tyres, what size are we talking about, the dimensions on those there?
Yeah, so the rear wheels themselves are 15 by 10 and the Mickeys that I've got on them at the minute are 295 55 15s. So yeah, so they're a big meat. I haven't got on a rolling road, and I would imagine butt dyno somewhere around 400,
Right.
450, something like that.
Yeah.
It does shift. It has got 355 gears in it, so they're not super tall. So I reckon that the acceleration could be improved, but it's also a street car. But yeah, I hover around 450.
How does it feel to you, like behind the wheel? Is it a nice place to be, or is it a scary place to be, given the name?
It depends. It can be both. So the car itself is night and day compared to what it was when I first bought the car. But it's still a loud, angry, nasty V8. It does have electric cutouts as well, so it's kind of Jekyll and Hyde. So it can either be quiet or it can just run off the headers, because it has got full tube headers.
Right.
It's never closed. It's always run on headers, no matter where I go. So people run for their lives when I'm coming down the street. I've had people like literally like that, and shaking their head, people, giving me the bird, and then they've got the opposite end of the scale, so I'll pull up a light, and then there's dudes there with his wife, like there was not long ago a guy pulled up with his Porsche, and he had like a Porsche Boxster, and his girlfriend or wife or whatever was in the seat next to him, and I pulled up, and I was hanging a right, and we were at the light, and my cutouts were actually closed, and he started revving the car and looking over to me, and he's like, This is what a car sounds like, and that mine's louder. So I opened the cutouts, and then he went, "Give your," and then that was it. Then his girlfriend was like this, and he was like that, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
He got really excited. So I think as much as it can be a bit of a nuisance, it puts a lot of smiles on a lot of people's face, and I just absolutely love driving it. I mean, I would never sell the car, and touch wood, I never have to. It's just got my blood, sweat and tears in that car multiple times over. I don't think I can give myself to that car anymore. No. It's took that much from me, but I absolutely love it. It's a racket.
What does it go to?
I've got the limiter set at 66.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's enough for what you need at the moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you plan on giving it more power at any point, or is that not something that, as much as I can imagine that'd be something that you might want to do, I don't know if it's something that's realistic or you're planning on? Or?
My wife probably needs to stop watching now, because I've spent too much on it anyway, but I am toying with the idea of a power adder, yeah.
Right.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to have a car with a blower that stuck out of the hood. I think it's just it's the pinnacle. It's the epitome of racing. I don't think I'm going to go down that route, but I certainly think I might hang a centrifugal, Pro Charger or something of that ilk off the side of the motor at some point. Yeah.
Well, if you do, make sure you let us know.
Oh, I will.
We'll probably hear you coming.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you'd like to give a special mention to before we leave?
Yeah, I guess so. My wife Heather, she's super understanding. It's been a labour of love, but man, she's like stuck by me with this, so thank you. My dad and my brother, they've been there to help me. My friends who've helped muck in when I've either broke stuff or I need a bit of a hand with things. Alden American, big shout out to them for sponsoring me, and Northeast Hot Rods UK as well. Just the lads on there.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you on the road.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Cheers.